This tutorial will focus on how an evaluator can go into the system and collect observation notes. The very first step is to go to login.teachscape.com. Make sure you're using Google Chrome or Firefox because Internet Explorer does not seem to cooperate with the system as well. Go ahead and log in as an evaluator. I'm going to go ahead and use some test accounts here to log in, but you can use your real accounts. Once you're logged in as an evaluator, make sure that you access Reflect. Then when you access Reflect, you'll get the Reflect homepage. From here, you will find the practitioner that you are conducting an evaluation on. So I am going to find my teacher. Simply type in their name in the search field and select their name when the list comes up. We're going to go into formal observation. And we're now ready to conduct the actual observation. We've gone through all the pre-conference steps, and now we're actually ready to conduct the observation. So we are going to go under formal observation number 1, and we're going to access the formal observation evidence and assessment. So where the I is here, you want to click into there. And we're going to go ahead and go back into the observation. Now I most likely already have some data in there from my domain 1 information that I had taken from the teacher's pre-conference planning form. So I can go ahead and edit and continue to add some notes and evidence. I walk into the classroom and begin the observation. And when I type in my notes and evidence, I can either leave the timestamp on or off. Know that I can use the edit button to make a change to my statement. I can use the trash button to delete that statement. And then the very last button there we'll talk about here in just a moment. That's aligning the evidence with the components. If you haven't already, go ahead and put in a few examples of some notes and evidence that you may collect when you are actually conducting an observation. And once you have done that, and you have finished the observation, you have a whole list of notes and evidence. You may be leaving the classroom now and heading back to your office or to another location. Before you log out of the system, make sure you click on Save and Finish Later. This would be before you would actually leave the classroom. Then once you get back to your office or to wherever it is that you're going to be aligning evidence with components, you want to go back into the system under Formal Observation 1, and we want to go back in and click Edit. Now once we select Edit, we now are going to be aligning each piece of evidence with the correct component. I simply select the tag icon and all of my components will come up. And this is where I can actually select the components that align with that particular piece of evidence. Sometimes I will only have one component that aligns with that piece of evidence, and other times there may be 2 or 3 different components that align with that piece of evidence. So if I select more than one, so for example, for this piece of evidence here, I have 3 different components that align with that piece of evidence. For this one up here, I have one component that aligns with that piece of evidence. This does not pertain to the domain number. This pertains to the number of components that you have aligned to that particular piece of evidence. You may share the notes and evidence with the practitioner by simply selecting this button here, and when the practitioner logs into the system and opens up their formal observation, they will see any notes and evidence that you've shared. If you choose not to share, you can go ahead and deselect that. Click on Save and Finish Later. And we can go back in there by clicking on Edit. And if we wanted to see a summary, we can click on Observation Summary at the very top here. And you can click on Full Summary, and a new window will open up. And this summary is available for you to review. And as you can see, I have aligned some pieces of evidence with particular components. You'll see that for 2B, I have some evidence that has been aligned to that component. And then, as you can see, we've got some things here aligned with 2C, 2D, and 3A. Now, once you have reviewed this, you have aligned all of your notes and evidence, you can submit it. And when you submit it, the teacher will then be able to add their very own evidence. And then they will also be able to align their evidence as well. So now you have sent it off, you've submitted it, you've sent it off to the teacher, and now the teacher can have an opportunity to add their own notes and evidence.